Hello and welcome to the Everyday Depth podcast. In this episode, I speak with Robb Ramsden of the TestingLimits.com YouTube channel, and we learn more about his life and dive into topics relative to the paranormal. Thank you for watching. There's no answers provided, just conversation, and I hope you enjoy.
How far back should I go here?
And however far you're comfortable, I know that you do have quite a story, it sounds like. So I guess we can start at the start or wherever you're comfortable starting with that.
I'm pretty much an open book, especially about my past. I guess my mom used to call me Curious George. Like, I was always a very, testing the limits of other people, of myself, and, really just always getting myself in trouble, even at a young age. I think the first time I ever had, a police interaction might have been, first or second grade, maybe third grade. Me and my buddy, I live right by a Dollar General. So, I don't necessarily live in Toledo. I live in the suburb of Toledo. I guess it's really not that big of a deal. I live in Perrysburg. I don't know if you're familiar with that. They have a very snooty reputation here. I did not come from that type of family. I came from a middle class family where both my parents worked. My dad was in the factories. My mom worked in the school system. So we didn't have money like some of these other fuckers do around here that are fucking assholes. But anyway, grew up in a middle class neighborhood. Um, and we had a Dollar General right outside of where we were living. And so me and my buddy, like I said, first, second, maybe third grade, second or third grade, somewhere in there. We'd go to Dollar General and we'd steal fucking Sharpie markers. And then we'd go down to the park. So I had a park down the street from my house too. And I'm telling you what, we chewed that park up with Sharpie. We were obsessed with boobs and dicks and body parts as a little kid, and then writing pussy and fuck. So we literally wrote all over this fucking playground, all over the fucking place. And I don't know what it was. I think I had some guilty conscience or something like that. I ended up telling my mom about it. And so they made us return the markers at the Dollar General. Dollar General didn't want to pursue charges because we were so young. And then my mom broke down crying when she saw the mess at the park. I guess it really shocked her. She thought it was just so horrible. And I don't know, a little backstory on my mom real quick. If we said the word sucks, she considered it a cuss word. Or I could not watch Harry Potter because it was witchcraft and it was this and it was that. So she was very politically correct, very strict at the time, very I guess innocent would be the word. So that was my first time ever getting in trouble. And this name is going to come up a lot more, but his name was John Jarzabowski. He lived in the neighborhood behind me. So after that incident, I was no longer allowed to see this guy. Well, fast forward 2 years, we get into sixth grade, into the junior high, and me and him become good friends again. And so essentially, we started getting into more stealing, stealing from Rite Aid, Big Lots, Dollar General. But this time I wasn't snitching on myself. I learned. You know, and come to find out, I don't think I ever got caught for any of that stuff in sixth, seventh, and eighth grade. Eventually came around to bite us though. Eighth grade came around, and I caught my first charge by breaking in the Way Public Library in downtown Perrysburg. And you know who that was with? John Jarzabowski. I've really learned that you are a product of the people that you hang out with, and these are prime example of this saying. So anyway, we were dumb as fuck. Okay, we were 14 years old. At this time we had just started smoking and stuff like that. So the Speedway by the library that we broke into, they used to keep their Black and Miles and there's cheap Cheyenne cigars and stuff up front. So he would go and distract them, or vice versa, and then one of us would back into it and start sticking them in the back of our pants and stuff like that. Never got caught for that either. But I think eventually Speedway started to catch on, and they started putting everything behind the counter then. But anyway, there's a library right there. So one winter, after we had just got done taking some Black and Miles and some cigars, we decided that we would, break into the library. So in the daytime, we went in there, we cased the joint out. We went in there and then we left our window open in like the kind of like the front of the building. They had this little patio area or whatever that people would sit and read books. So when no one was looking, we went and unlocked everything. Later that night, um, it was like 8 o'clock. It wasn't even that late. Like there was still like heavy traffic all in that downtown area. Like somebody obviously saw us. But anyway, we opened up the window. We went in. And I know this sounds crazy. A lot of people made fun of us back then. What'd you guys do? Steal a bunch of fucking books? Like, nah, motherfucker. Did you know that they keep like the keys to the change machines, to the vending machines, um, projectors in the basement, like all this stuff? So we went and got the valuable stuff. Like we went undid all the change machines like that people would put in for like ink and like printer stuff or whatever the fuck. All the vending machines, we cleaned those out. You know, we probably made out with $500 or $600 in like change in dollar bills. We had bags full of this shit and projectors and some like higher end technology. So anyway, we're coming up from the basement. We're about to leave, and the whole place is all lit up with red and blues, and we're like, oh fuck. So we dropped pretty much everything. Still kept the little bags of like money and change. Dropped everything else. We start running to the back of the building. Open up another window to jump out. So we jump out. And it's wintertime at this time, so there's snow everywhere. So we jump out. And at this point, like I'm like, okay, we're not carrying this money because if they see us when we turn this corner or something, like they're gonna know it's us. So we dropped all that shit there. And as we're running, there's an alleyway between that speedway that I was talking about and this library. Harrisburg police comes out. Get your hands on the fuck, or get on the fucking ground. Blah 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 blah. Like this sergeant was not playing, bro. He was not playing, and we were 14 years old. They treated us like we were fucking. I don't even know. Like it was. Oh fuck, man! That was my first time ever like really interacting with the law. Well, come to find out, they had Wood County sheriffs there. They had Lucas County sheriffs there. They had Harrisburg police. They had state highway troopers. They had dogs. They had assault rifles. The whole fucking building in the front was surrounded. And it was because it was a federal building. So they had the whole fucking squad here for this. And my buddy John, like he didn't have a cell phone at the time. It broke or whatever the fuck. I don't really know what happened, but his mom was literally calling my phone in the process of all this going on. And so like he's on the ground fucking bawling his eyes out, like crying. I'm in shock. I just don't know what the fuck's going on. This is my first time ever dealing with this shit. He was already on probation. Might be why he was crying. And because he was going to get a lot more trouble. This was my first time. So anyway, eventually the cop kind of sorts it out. He calms down. And I'm like, his mom is calling. Like, can I let him answer this? He's like, yeah. He answered it, talked to her, and they took us down to jail. I served 5 days for that. It was actually a felony of B&E. I think he was in there for like 2 or 3 months. Because again, he was already on probation. He was already a repeat offender. At that time, again, my first time ever getting in trouble. So my parents went out and actually paid for a decent lawyer. So like it was 5 days in, and it was on a Friday night. I had a lawyer come walking into the jail through the back of the JDC right to my cell and got me out that night, which is working after, like, it was crazy. Like, I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, nobody told me this was going to happen. So I was on house arrest, went through court, got on probation. And then, I mean, I forgot what the second thing was, but I just kept getting in trouble from the ages of 14 to 18. Everything from, it was mainly like B&Es, arsons, theft of drugs was another one. I was in and out of rehab for, at the time, they considered marijuana to be this like serious fucking thing. So I was in rehab 2 or 3 times for 90 days for marijuana and acid. And like, I was doing everything under the fucking sun. But I didn't tell them that. I didn't admit it. I was just dropping dirty for weed. But trying to think. I think the second thing was a little bit like almost a year later. I was about to get off probation. I was like 15 years old. And I had this fascination with fire. I still do to this day. Like I don't know what it is. I love fire. I just do. It's just part of who the fuck I am. But I've learned to control it in a civil manner now.
No more arson. No more arson.
So basically, at this time now, this is all past. So I mean, I was never caught for this stuff either. But we were going around the downtown area, just lighting dumpsters on fire in the middle of the daytime, taking gasoline, putting it on the dumpsters. There was one time I did it, and the dumpster thing dropped, and it just singed all my fucking hair. Like I had like half a head. I'd end up shaving it. Well, anyway, the park down the street from my house, we figured out that if you like burnt the plastic balloons or something like that, it would like burn through these plastic tables they had at the park benches. So we were doing that, and then one time I had this genius idea to take a cup, like a McDonald's cup of gasoline, into a porta potty while there was a baseball game going on, maybe like 20, 25 feet away, with like a thin tree line that you could barely see through, but you could see through. So it was a handicap porta potty. Me and my buddy pick our bikes. We go in there. I start pouring the gasoline all over the walls, all over the fucking toilet seat, and we lit that bitch on fire. And that bitch just went up. Now, in the process of panicking and trying to get the fuck out of there, my buddy couldn't unlock the fucking door. So we're like trying to get this bitch open. Everything is going up and it's going up fast. We're freaking the fuck out. Finally, he gets it open. Get on our bikes. We tuck and take off. Now, like I said, I lived right down the street. So we sat in my living room and we just watched as fire department, ambulance, police, they're just flying down my fucking street. And we know where the fuck they were going.
Was that funny
So,
for you guys when it was happening? Like, were y'all just sitting there
fuck
laughing your
yeah.
ass off?
I enjoyed every minute of it. They didn't know who it was.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at the time. So, about 6 months later, I used to party a lot too. I used to hang out with a different group of guys. We partied all the time. There was like 2 or 3 houses we could go to where like the 3 of them, where the mothers would buy like the cigarettes for us, the beer, all that shit. So like, fuck yeah, I'm run that shit. So I'm at a party. I meet this guy named Antonio Jackson, I think is what his name was. Or we called him Tony Jackson. And I'm bragging about the arson fire and shit. Well, about 2 weeks later, after talking to him about it, I get called down to the Perrysburg police station. And at this time, I didn't know anything about my rights, this, that, or the other. Basically, they questioned me, and I just came right out and admitted to it. I could have, now that I think about it, I could have said no, like I don't know what you're talking about, like prove it, but I didn't. I literally broke down right then and there, admitted to it, and everything. So they charged me with that. I think I did like 15 days this time for arson. And I had to pay like a couple $1,000s in fees. And then this time I got a fucking court-appointed attorney. My parents said, "Fuck you, kid. We're not paying for another fucking lawyer. Like you should have learned your lesson the first time." So yeah, there was that. And then, well, there was one time when I was going to get, I had an older friend who would buy cigarettes. He was old enough at the time. And the one time he decided to rip us off. Now, I never thought anybody would fucking pull this shit over fucking cigarettes. Like cigarette drug deal, if you want to,
Yep.
per se, right? So anyway, I give him the money for it. It was like $10. And I started asking repeatedly, like, where's the cigarettes? Like, you said this, that, and the other. And this motherfucker ended up putting a knife to my neck and took the rest of my money and then just like dipped off. I mean, at that time, I didn't know what else to do. Like, what do you do?
Yeah.
And, well, he got his later on. That motherfucker is still living that type of lifestyle, this, that, and the other. Long story short with him, he was in prison for something. And they literally, I mean, I shit you not, his whole head, his whole face, like everything is indented, like permanently. They shaped his whole head back to like some. I don't even know, man. Like I kind of feel bad for the dude, but at the same time, he was still living that lifestyle. It got worse. He started getting into heroin, and it just, yeah, he didn't learn. He didn't learn at a young age like the rest of us did. His name I'm not gonna say. I don't want to sit there and try to like bash his name. He's already in a bad spot in life. He don't need that. The other two are, that's just part of the story. But I don't know. I kept getting myself in trouble. I mean, I failed a lot of piss tests, so that kept me on probation longer. I was hanging out with the wrong people. And like I said, I've tried everything underneath the sun. Now, the heroin wasn't on purpose. Somebody had laced it into a blunt, and I felt way different. And I wasn't told until afterwards. So that was a one-time only thing. I didn't inject. I never did anything with needles. None of that fucking shit. I don't do blood draws even. That shit'll make me pass out. So, but Yeah, I mean, I guess those are like the main stories that I remember, um, and kind of how it started. You know, from then on, it was like littler shit. Like I was dealing a little bit of like Vyvanse and stuff. Like I was prescribed Vyvanse, which, if you don't know what that is, it's a synthetic ADHD medication. It's like Adderall, but like instead of an amphetamine, it's literally like one molecule away from meth. So I was abusing the fuck out of that, staying up for days at a time, and I was also selling it. Well, it got to a point when I was about 18 years old, I was still on this stuff. I was still selling it, but I was selling it to one person and I was doing like a script per month. Well, I ran out. So I ended up stealing my sister's Concerta. And I think I was already in the Wood County jail at this time. This time I'm an adult, but I think I was already in the Wood County jail this time. And I get a call letting know that I'm going to have more charges pressed against me for stealing Concerta. Well, come to find out, my mom fucking called the cops on me. Basically, like, and then my buddy at the time who was with me when I did it, he snitched. He told my mom exactly what happened. And then she went and called the cops and she kept telling me, like, if you don't, um, if you don't give them back, this, that, and the other, like, I'm calling the cops. Well, that same day that she's like threatening me, I got arrested for something else. I think it was for failing a drug test or something. Like the night before, I had done acid and I had a probation meeting in the morning. And when I went to go drop, she said I dropped dirty for K2. So this is another reason why I don't condone acid. I don't fuck with acid because it's not what it is anymore. I believe they are spraying it in some instances with the same chemicals that they are spraying on K2. Otherwise, I wouldn't have pissed dirty for it. There was no way.
K2 is
And that's
that
not usually something they
synthetic
would
weed,
test for.
right?
Yeah, like that stuff that's yeah, I mean if you don't know what it is, it's horrible. It's horrible stuff. It's like an incense spray almost. But like it's like 10 times more potent. Like there was one time the last time I smoked this shit, you know, like the old Mario, like Nintendo 64 Mario games where it's like the 2D, you're bumping up like down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So the last time I did it was in like the summertime. I think I was like 16, 17 years old. Smoked a blunt with this stuff with, you know who, John Jarzabowski. Um, and well, come to find out, once it hit, we were in his garage and it literally, like, my whole world came collapsing down. It shrank. I shrank. I felt like I was in, quite literally, like everything looked like that Mario game, but I was living it, like that Nintendo 64 game. And I literally, like, and I felt like I was being pushed into like an old like jukebox TV from like the 70s or something like that. Like I felt like I was in there. I could see, like I was seeing out and I was seeing the world. I don't fucking know how to explain it. Like it was horrible. And so I like ran up to his bathroom, threw up, and then passed out. I woke up, I don't know, 45 minutes later. They're making sure I was okay, this, that, and the other. And they just thought it was funny. And after that, I wouldn't touch the shit. Now, so like, that's how I know, like, it had to have been laced in that shit because I was not smoking that shit nowhere near that time. Either that or it was a faulty drug test. I don't know. But at that point, I realized I didn't want to be like, I was 18 and I didn't want to be at the fucking JDC because like they literally lock you down for like 23 hours a day for the most part by yourself in this cold ass cell where the adult system, it's like bunks. You have your dorm room, your daytime room, your kitchen room. You can shower whenever the fuck you want. You have a bathroom right there. And then you're on a bunk with like other people. And like you got people to talk to and socialize, this, that, and the other. It's not like the JDC where you feel like you want to fucking off yourself. Which that brings me to another part. So I think it was like the third time or the last time that I was serving in the JDC, they gave me my longest sentence. And I believe it was like 45 or 55 days. But even that has a little bit, I don't know, I'm all over the place. I do apologize. I just have there's a lot of stuff that happened. Um, so I got lucky here to some extent. Basically, I think I had gotten in trouble. Oh, I got in trouble for possession of stolen property, but it was over a certain amount of money. So, like with that one, I used to do this thing called car hopping. Um, so we were, you know, going around at night doing the car hopping shit. we went to pull up at Speedway to go get some gas, and I had my whole back seat was loaded with this stolen goods. And somebody I ran into was like a weed smoker at the time. He was over at Speedway as well, and he's like, "Hey man, like you want to pop over real quick and smoke a bowl in your car?" And even though I had all this shit in the back, I said, "Yeah." So I jumped into his car, smoked a bowl, and then not TPD, the Perrysburg police shows up to the gas station. They could smell the shit, so they ran my place, ran his place. He got in trouble for the weed, and then they started searching my car. So they found all the stolen shit. And the girl I was with at the time that she was stealing shit with me, they got both of us. So I got like the possession of stolen property, or there's an actual terminology for it. Anyway, it was a felony. So with that, yeah, okay, this was before the last time. But anyway, this was after the arson charge. So after the arson, this came about. Basically, she served like 14 days. I served like 21 for this one. Then we had a no contact order with each other. And I'm trying to piece everything together. Like I have a lot to say, and then it's all like coming at once, and bear with me. I bet.
Take your time, man. Take your time.
I mean, I really had a thing for this girl too. Like we were really close. Like there was a lot of times that she would stay over. She's actually the girl that I had my first threesome with. That was an interesting time.
Shout out.
One and only. But I mean, shit. In my dad's fucking basement. But so that was the theft of drugs. I got out after 21 days, so I was back on probation. So like it was like 14, 15, 16, 15 was the arson, 16 was getting in trouble for the possession of stolen goods. And I had probation violations along the way. And so after that, I was still just doing my same old shit, hanging out with John, didn't learn from anything. There was one time that fucking recently after I got out, me and John decided to go to this party down in Bowling Green. And we basically took like, I think 10 hits of acid apiece and then decided to drive home. So like driving from BG back to Perrysburg on 10 hits of acid with over 1,000 hits of acid in the car because he was holding on to it for a buddy. Because little did I know, but in a day or so, we were about to go to fucking West Virginia in my car with this dude named Ricky to go sell a bunch of acid out of a hotel in West Virginia. I didn't know this at the time. Nobody told me this, but anyway, we were the transport. So I put it in like my glove department where like the fuse box is in like a Dodge Stratus, and we fucking drove back to Perrysburg. And so like we get there, we go put the acid up, and then we go back out to my car. And for some odd reason, we just start taking out like all the seats, and decide to like take it for a test drive around his neighborhood. Well, still fucking high on acid, no seats at all. Took the front seat out, both sides of the front seat, and we were driving from the fucking back seat. We didn't make it very far. His aunt ended up like freaking out and like getting us back together. Like she knew what was going on. She was very cool with most of the shit. She was one of the places we could go to party, but she didn't want us to get in more trouble. So anyway, finally, once we're done, we ended up sleeping it off. And then I wake up the next morning, Ricky's here, and we pack everything up, put the chairs back in, and we're fucking driving down to fucking West Virginia. I quit my job at fucking Wendy's. Didn't tell my dad what was going on, just fucking left. Was there for a couple of days. All I remember is like I pretty much slept most of it. I woke up and we were in like North Carolina or some shit like that, and I just didn't know what the fuck was going on. I guess I consented to it, but I mean, man, I don't know. It was wild. So we had a good time down there. He sold most of the shit. We come back up. Trying to think what happened after that. Oh, so when we got back, I think it was around like September-ish. Like we were only there for like a week, but the timeline matters because later on that winter, about November, December, we used to hang out with this dude named Bailey. And he would drive us around and we would fucking go around fucking doing car hopping. Again, even though we got in trouble before. I didn't learn shit, I guess, as a kid. Like I really didn't. I was doing stuff repeatedly even after getting caught. But so we're doing this car hopping stuff, credit card. Now we're up in the game, credit cards, IDs, trying to get more on the identification fraud level, I guess, of things. Trying to steal people's money from the credit cards, from their bank accounts, things of that nature. There was one of them that ended up being a Wood County prosecutor's county's card. We didn't know this. So anyway, we're going around, and I don't know, it was like 2 or 3 in the morning. Finally, we get back. I go home because I was sneaking out at this time too. I had a license suspension. I was driving on a license suspension for 6 months. I got away with it, I think, because the car was registered in my dad's name. So when they ran the plates, it didn't pop up as like a suspended license or anything like that. So I got lucky. But anyway, I get back the next morning. Or no, that night before I went back, I got gas and cigarettes down at a gas station with that card. So when we get back, I think I picked up this girl. Her name was Mary, the blonde girl that I got in trouble with like 2 years ago with the theft of the other possession stuff. Pick her up. She comes over, have a good time, whatever. But we had to get up to get her to school because, like, at that time I was 17. I think she was 15, but I was in a work program. So, like, I only went to school from like 8 to 12 or like some other shit like that, and I didn't have like a regular like work or a regular like school schedule like everybody else did. I had went with Penna's like CBI program, which is career-based intervention. So she still had to get to school in the morning. So, I get her together. We get in the car, and I just noticed that for some odd reason, it was like Perrysburg Township Police, even though I'm in city limits, was going back and forth at the end of my dad's driveway. Back and forth down the street. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? So anyway, don't really think much of it. I pull out, he gets behind me, and he literally waits until I get over the bridge, which after around here, once you go over the bridge, it's now Perrysburg Township. And he lights me up. And I'm like thinking to myself, like, what the fuck? Like, my seatbelt's on, this, that, and the other. And at this time, I already had my license reinstated. Now, he lights us up. And like he's like freaking out. He didn't tell me what was going on. He said he needed me to step out of the car. Didn't ask about speeding, didn't ask about tickets, none of this shit. And so he like pulls me out and has me wait. Well, behind him is a white SUV with blacked out rims. And come to find out, it's a fucking detective. And this motherfucker takes it so seriously. They had like this vanilla folder with like only one picture of the camera of me at the gas station in it. Throws it on the back of my fucking car like from the movies, like, what's up? Like, is this you? Is this you with a gas station? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, man, you got me. Let's go. You got me. What else can I say? Like, do what you got to do. Let's go. So, at this time, she had nothing to do with it. So this time she didn't get in trouble. I don't know what they did with her. They ended up towing my car and taking me to jail. So I don't know what happened to her. But so at this time, I think they hit me with like I think it was 45 or 55 days. And they also told me that I was smoking weed at the time, and I wasn't supposed to because of being on probation and shit. But they told me that if you piss dirty, and I just smoked the day before. So I don't know how this happened the way it did, but he says if you piss dirty, you'll get 90 days. If you piss clean, it was either 45 or 55. We'll just say 45 for the sake of making it easier. It'll be 45 days. And I don't know how the fuck I did it after smoking weed for 2 weeks straight. And I took that test, like, I was scared shitless. I'm like, all right, I'm getting a 90 day. Like, fuck this shit. Like, fuck, man. I took that test, and the dude, the PO was like, it's clean. And I was like, it's clean? What? He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, oh, nothing. Nothing. Like, I don't know. It's clean, right? Okay. So anyway, I go back to court, get the 45 days. Now, at this time, I had been sick of going through all this. I knew how this place was, and I was in a very low point in my life. I did clip part of this story for like a YouTube short. I don't know if you saw it, but essentially, I was in a very, very dark, bad place. It got to the point where the thought crossed my mind to stand up onto like the toilet/sink because it was all combined into one, and basically head dive into the concrete, just, being done with everything. I don't want to say certain words because I don't want you to also get flagged for things, but I'm sure everybody can get the drift from what I'm saying.
You can you can say whatever you want.
Well, I was
Yeah.
pretty much suicidal.
Yeah.
But to this day, I'm glad I didn't. Like, I don't know why I had those thoughts. I don't know why I didn't do it. But I'm extremely thankful for it. And I'm thankful for everything that I'm talking about here because I believe it made me who I am today. But anyway, after that, I had gotten out, and then I think I got in trouble. Yeah, it was for the K2, for the K2 and the acid. This was my last incident. There might have been some other incidences in between. Like I said, I think I still have my record. I mean, I can't really show it because it has my social security and everything at the top. So that's not something I can actually like show unless I somehow white it out. But it got to the acid with the K2. I was in there. They got me like the morning of, like as soon as I went to my probation meeting, it was like 8:30 in the morning while dealing with my mom saying she's gonna threaten me. So anyway, I got transferred over to the Wood County place. Then my mom actually went through and pursued the charges. So then I was dealing with Perrysburg Municipal Court as an adult, and this is where my everything just switched. So I had realized at this point, like, hey, you are fucking 18 years old. Like, if you don't get your shit together, you're gonna have a record. You're not gonna have a life. Like, it's gonna be so much harder for you to be able to do anything. And so I went and I saw the judge. I actually had a warrant, I had a warrant out. Even though it wasn't, so make this make fucking sense. This is how like fucked up the systems are. Okay, so I was already on probation in the juvenile system. I had just gotten out of my 2 weeks for the failing the K2 from the juvenile system, and I was on house arrest until my next court date. Okay, and at that same time, the regular Perrysburg Municipal Court had a warrant out for my arrest for the felony charges of theft of drugs. Now, these motherfuckers knew I was on house arrest. Where else am I going to be? Why didn't anybody fucking come get me? I don't know. To this day, it still confuses the fuck out of me. Anyway, I contacted a lawyer, and he told me just to turn myself in. So 2 weeks later, after being on house arrest, I called the probation officer. I'm like, hey, like just so you know, like I had a warrant up the whole time for the adult system. I need to go turn myself in. So I go down there with my dad, turn myself in, and in the time of court, he basically told me like, hey man, this is what it is. You turn yourself in, we're gonna work with you a little bit. So he gave me this like ultimatum. He's like, you can try this program. It's called Intervention of Blue. Only about 25% of the people who've been through this program have actually completed it successfully. He's like, if you do this and you do it successfully, I will expunge everything on your adult record. And, it'll be a year of probation, a year of this program. And once you're done, if you complete it, everything will be like it never happened. So in that process, I came to this conclusion of I've had a lot of fun. I've learned a lot of lessons. There's a lot of stuff I did. I probably only got caught for 25% of the shit that I actually did in reality. Like, there was a lot of fucked up shit I did. I didn't get caught, thankfully, because otherwise, I don't know. Like, there was a lot of times where they had threatened DYS, which I don't know if you're familiar with the Department of Youth Services, but it's kids' prison. And they do say that it's a lot worse than your regular prison system. It's where the kids who have murdered people, rapists, repeat offenders, of felons, that's where those guys congregate. And that could be all the way up to the age of 21. Even my probation officer told me, like, dude, you ain't gonna last in a place like that. And I wasn't about that type of life like they were. So, like, to me, I probably wouldn't have. I probably would have gotten in a lot more trouble there having to defend myself. So anyway, I get off track a little bit, but
Completely fine.
I came to that realization that if I don't like get my fucking shit together, this is going to be my life. In and out of the system, in and out of rehab, dealing with this shit all the time. And like I came to this point where it's like, I'm gonna get my shit together. I'm gonna keep myself in check so that way nobody else has to keep me in check. And that's kind of what did it for me. I completed that program. I thought it was gonna be expunged automatically, but I guess not. So like 2 years later, I'm about 20 or 21. And I went to go buy my first firearm, which was a shotgun for hunting. And they told me I couldn't get it because I had a record. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I thought it was expunged, this, that, and the other. So anyway, I had to go through a process. It took me 2 years to do it. I had to write the FBI. I had to write the juvenile judge. I had to write the Perrysburg municipal judge. Had to do a whole fingerprint, BCI, like the whole fucking 9 yards. And about 2 years later, I got a letter back from the FBI saying that everything was expunged and I was good to go. So I was actually able to take this. I don't know if you've ever bought a firearm before, but they'll give you like a slip. It's either like accepted, waiting, or like rejected. So I had a rejection slip, and I was actually able to take that rejection slip in there with a piece of paper from the federal judge and say, hey, they approved me. The people that worked at the gun shop, the dude worked there for 25 years. He's never seen one of those in his entire fucking life. That's how rare it is. Like, basically nobody's able to do this. So, that's how I got everything expunged. That's how I got it all like taken care of. But it took like 2 years. And I mean, going back, I mean, I feel like it wouldn't make sense. But there was a time in like rehab where I was surrounded by people that were so dependent. I just feel like I have to mention this. This is very interesting to me and kind of crazy. But there was this one dude that was so dependent on like getting high. Not only was he like huffing gas, paint, all this other stuff, like taking spray paint, putting it in a thing, and then like putting it into his mouth. In there, he was eating fucking Old Spice deodorant. So we all got our fucking deodorant removed from us, and we had to keep it underneath the lock and key because motherfucking dumbass wanted to fucking eat the shit. Like, are you fucking like really?
I've had some friends like that, believe it or not. It's
crazy. But yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, that's kind of like a roundabout of my childhood per se. I mean, eventually it came to a point where once I got out of the system, I still wasn't living the best life. You know, occasionally I would still do some acid, some mushrooms. I was smoking cigarettes. I was drinking alcohol. I was eating fast food. I didn't take care of myself. Like, I have some pictures of me when I was out of the system. Like, I had my dog at the time, but you could see it. Like, my cheeks were like all sunken in. I looked like I had a very bad drug problem, even though at the time I really wasn't doing drugs. And I don't know, it was just bad. So fast forward a little bit, I was like 25, 26 years old. I met this girl. Well, let me go back a little bit. This one's so about 18, 19 years old. Again, I'm out of the system now, but I'm still not living the best life. Like, I'm not taking care of myself, right? I meet this girl on Meet Me. I don't know if you're familiar with Meet Me. It's like a dumbass, cheap ass dating, like, it's a horrible dating site. Let's just put it that way. You get the bottom of the. It's not even really a dating site. It's like a social media / date. I don't know. It's fucking weird. Anyway, I met this girl on there. Her name was Andrea. Um, After knowing her for 2 weeks, I literally decided to pack up my whole entire life and move down to fucking Denellen, Florida, or Inglis, Florida, with her. Now, everything I'm about to say about her, I did not know until after I already packed up my life and moved. So, her dad was big into like the drug trade around here in this area. He was in cahoots with state troopers, Perrysburg Township Police, other law enforcement officers. Like, it went deep. But it got to a point where he upset somebody on somebody's turf. I don't know exactly what happened, but a state trooper basically told him, if you don't knock this off, you're going to end up dead. Well, about a week or two later, he was found in his truck with a shotgun blast to the head. They ruled it a suicide. Now, the thing is, he was a righty. The shotgun was found in the left hand. 2, the first person to show up on scene was the one who threatened him. He was the lead investigator. Sounds a little suspect.
100%.
So she didn't tell us any of this stuff until after we moved. Now, the journey down there was hell. Like, she was a fucking cunt. I don't know how many times we had gotten in fights just on the traveling experience down there. Like, I started to see her real personality. Like, she was sweet as pie for those 2 weeks, and then it completely fucking changed once we moved. And even in the process of moving, like after she already got her hands on me. So when we get down there, the first thing that she tells us there's a group of us. There's like it's me, Andrea, Alexis, Sam, and James. So us 5. Now she had all the electrical stuff off, and like she wasn't down there for a while. I guess she like bought this house from the money from her dad's passing. You know, like 2 months before she came back up and met me. She was down there with some other girls. They did some like Ouija board fucking shit. And it opened up a portal to something. I don't know what to this day, but it was very, very evil. So anyway, we get down there. She goes to turn on like the panels for the lights. He turns to us. Hey, don't worry, guys. There's just this little boy here that follows me, but he won't mess with any of you guys. Bitch, what? Why didn't you tell any of us this before we fucking came down here? Like the fuck? But at the time, I didn't really care. At the same time, I was like, okay, you know, I'm a Christian. Like I have God on my side. I had the Lord's Prayer on a necklace, and so like I like clung to that faith. And anyway, time went on. I think you heard some of this when you asked me to be on the podcast. Maybe, maybe not, or maybe you heard the other story about Holcomb. But anyway, it kind of like periodically happened over the 2 month period. So we were there in September, October. Yeah, September to about like the end of September to like November. I came home on Thanksgiving that year. Like I literally finally came home on Thanksgiving. So I was there for about 2 months straight. It started out with little stuff, like lights flickering. Like one time it was 2 o'clock in the morning. Me and this other girl were sitting in the kitchen area, like passing back and forth a bong. And all of a sudden, like nobody else is around. We got the light switch. We can actually watch the light switch fucking moving as we're smoking this shit. And it was like little stuff like that. Some of the other experiences that the other guys had was like they'd be in a bathroom and they'd hear somebody like jiggling the door handle saying their name, but everybody, the whole house would be asleep. Trying to think what else. We did some other weird stuff too. We all sat in a circle with like a candle in the middle. I never touched that Ouija board. We tried to get rid of it. We tried burning it. Tried throwing it in the fucking trash. Tried putting it in the river down the road or whatever. I don't know if it was a river or a stream, whatever. That bitch was always back in that motherfucking closet. Always. Now, we did do a little stuff with like an app on the phone. Was like saying voices back and forth. I don't know how much I believe the actual app on a phone. Like I don't know about all that. But there was a time where we'd sit in a circle with a candle in the middle. We had a fan going above us, and we would ask it question or ask whatever was there questions. And like sometimes that candlelight would just completely just go still with a whole wind blowing on it, and that bitch would just stop, which makes no sense. So I guess we were kind of egging it on, whatever was there. But then it got to a point after about 3 weeks, I had gotten a job roofing. And so like I would go out for the day and I would feel like light as a feather. Like everything was fine, everything was good. I'd come home at night, every single night without fail. I would open up the back door and it literally felt like I was going through a threshold to hell. Like my whole body became nauseous, anxious, freaking out. Like I had to run to the fucking bathroom and throw up for like 5 weeks straight every time I came home from work. Every day without a fucking fail. That's how bad this shit was. Like I don't even like I don't know. So eventually it gets to this point. Well, I gotta back up a little bit. We met these people down there. Him and his girl. The one guy was like a big dealer out in the area. He was dealing acid, weed, shit of that nature. Me and him became very good friends. His name was Craig. To this day, I cannot remember this motherfucker's last name, but his name was Craig. And so one night we have this party. Like they brought a bunch of friends. We had us 5 still there. What I'm about to say might sound astronomically crazy. I've told people this before. Like this is out there, but fuck it. So Andrew is the type of person that I could not smoke without her. I couldn't do anything without her. Very controlling, very like up my ass. So anyway, everybody, the whole party takes a bunch of acid, right? Now these motherfuckers just could not handle it. They're like, if you've ever done anything like that, you understand like it needs to be calm, peaceful, not like all chaotic and crazy, and it just gets overwhelming. It's too fucking much. So Everyone's running around. You got people running down hallways, like stripping their clothes off, yelling and going crazy. And I look at Craig. I'm like, dude, we need to go. I need to go somewhere else. Like, we need to go chill. So we grabbed a bowl, grabbed some weed, went out to the car, started smoking a bowl. And like we're passing it back and forth. And all of a sudden, Andrea comes storming out the fucking back door, rips my car door open. Are you fucking kidding me? You're out here fucking smoking without me? What the fuck is wrong with you? Blah, 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 just going off. And in the process of her doing that, I look over to Craig and he goes, 1 second, man. I shit you not. After he does that, he snaps his fingers. And she goes from like laying into me to like, it just walks off as if nothing happened. Didn't close my door, didn't do nothing, just walked off. Like in mid-sentence, mid-anger, mid-everything, just her whole demeanor changed, everything. And I could not understand what was going on. So anyway, he still had like 2 more hits of acid. We take those, finish our bowl, go back into the house. And so they had like one of these L-shaped couches. It was a big ass one. And everybody there was just, they were fucking bums. They were fucking losers. They were druggies, all that shit. Like none of these other people worked. It was just me and him who had money and who worked at the time. I supported that whole fucking household. I was buying all the fucking food for fucking 5 motherfuckers, all like within teenage year, like 18, 19, 20 years old. All the fucking alcohol, everybody's fucking cigarettes. And then I was still getting shit stolen from me when I was at work. Fuck those motherfuckers. But anyway, that doesn't even really matter. I'm just, it's irritating. I just can't believe how dumb I was at the time. But so we go in, I grab the bong, he has the weed. We start to sit down, and all of a sudden, like fucking rats or flies to shit, everybody starts plopping on the couch. Plop, 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 plop. All carrying on their own conversations, all being loud as shit. But you know what they want? They saw they were going to be in the circle. So again, I'm looking at Craig. I'm like, dude, like I'm fucking overwhelmed. Like I can't even. We could barely talk to each other. We're like this close. Could barely talk to each other. And so I shit you not. This motherfucker goes, and everybody, like, if they're in a conversation, whatever they were doing at the time, it was paused. Fucking paused. Maybe for a good 10, 15 seconds, me and him had peace. I could sit there and look around the room and just, it was peaceful. Nothing going on. Everybody was in, like, have you ever seen that Ray Shimoda challenge where they take the cars and everybody's at a gas station and they all, like, pause different poses?
Yeah, like the mannequin challenge or whatever the hell.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what it was. He made them do it, though. It wasn't like that we had this
Like
plan.
this-
Like, he went like that and they did the mannequin challenge.
I'm mind blown right now. That's fucking crazy.
And that's why I want to remember his name.
How was his like energy? Was it like a positive or like negative kind of vibe?
Very positive, like a home. Like I know that sounds kind of gay almost,
Yeah,
like
no.
saying it was like a home, but like he brought this, but it was also mysterious. Positive, but mysterious. Very light, but mysterious. Because why I say mysterious is usually when I meet somebody, especially when I'm spending a lot of time with him, like I was with him, I can pick up on like this person's personality, who they are, this, that, and the other. And to this day, he still has me in the motherfucking dark. I never could pick up on who he really was. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. Like, he had connections within the city. He knew how the mayors and shit worked. He knew this, that, and the other. He asked me to do some stuff on like a higher level of things that I told him no. Essentially, he wanted me to do some deliveries, but I was not allowed to look at what was being delivered. Fuck that.
Yeah, fuck that.
But he's the only person I've ever really met that I still just I don't understand. Like I don't have like a full vibe. So it could have been a facade. That positive light energy could have been part of a facade. It could have been something very negative, and he was playing on the negative energy that was already at this fucking place. I don't know.
I
But
guess because to me, the
I mean,
way
me and
you
him
like
became
described that snapping, it seems like some supernatural shit. Like, yeah, I'm mind blown. You can continue. My bad for cutting you off.
No, you're good. I've been talking a lot. I got a lot to say, I guess.
Hell yeah.
Um, so with that, we enjoyed the rest of the night. It kind of calmed down after that. Things weren't as bad. We smoked. Everybody was good. Basically, stayed up the whole night. Um, I think him and his girl actually slept in our room. Like we all kind of went to our room, me and Andrea, and then him and his girl. Well, come to find out, my girl and his girl were fucking around. I didn't know that at the time. But yeah, it was a weird. There was some weird like interrelationships going on with that whole group. I mean, I wasn't really in the loop of it all, but anyway, next morning we go around, start dropping everybody off. Um, and then I think it was like a week or two later, Andrea wanted to come back up to Toledo. She said she was seeing family. That was a complete lie. She was up here doing meth and hanging out with an ex-boyfriend. Now, to give you another idea of how fucking weird this or fucked up this woman was, we were talking about kids at one point, right? I don't know why. I'm so glad it never happened because I'd be fucked right now if it happened. But she had a very weird relationship with her father. Let's just say that. With this statement, I don't know how to take it to this day. It still creeps me out. But basically, she said, if we ever have a kid and it's a boy, I hope his dick's as big as my dad's. Bitch, what?
Is
How
this Andrea? Her dad's the one that got shot, correct? Yeah. Okay.
correct.
That is a. Yeah.
That's disgusting. That's disturbing, to say the least.
It reminds me of this shit I saw recently. I haven't fact checked it. I could completely be wrong right now, but it was like this meme of Gypsy Rose saying like her daughter will lose her virginity to her husband or some shit like that. Like some weird fuck
What?
shit.
What the fuck?
Then again, don't know if that's factual. It's just like a meme I saw. But with who she is, I kind of believe she would say some shit like that.
It wouldn't be a shocker.
Yeah, no.
But I don't know. I asked her how she knew that. She's like, "Well, he used to pass out all the time, naked on the couch, and I had to cover him up with a thing. We were really close, this, that, and the other." But like, still, that statement is still just. Why were you looking at him like that?
And why
I
do you have
guess. Like, even
hopes
if you
for
saw him naked.
and why do you have hopes for your child's private parts? Like that's also
Yeah.
fucking
What
weird.
the fuck?
Yeah. A wild world, man.
Fuck yeah. So she was back up here in Toledo and left me alone. So at this time, all those other people that came with us, they kept leaving. Like parents were coming and getting these other people like a week or two after each other. So it was just me left with her. Everybody was scared of the shit that was going on. All the fucking it was crazy. So I mean, they were all having their own experiences. I don't know all of their experiences. All I know is that they were all dealing. Like I named some of them, but they didn't tell me all of them. Like I think they had a lot of different shit happening. Like I think one of the girls had somebody like standing over her bed that wasn't anybody. It was like a shadowy figure of some sort. She was also she claimed to be very spiritually intuitive. Like she could connect with those things,
Like a
and she said
medium?
whatever's here is not good. Yeah, a medium or something.
Yeah.
So they all left. Now it was just me down there. I made another buddy down there. His name was Paul. Now one night, well, he was basically living with me down there while she was gone. So he brought a girl over one night. Us three were just playing beer pong, smoking weed, hanging out, watching like movies and shit. So again with the L-shaped couch. So they're right by the bedroom door where the Ouija board has been. And it keeps somehow ending back up in there, even though we get rid of it. And him and the girl are like on the part of like like how like some of those L-shaped couches have that like long part at the end of them. People
Yeah.
like lay out your legs.
Yeah.
So they were sleeping there, and I'm sitting on the couch with my dog right now, currently, and then Andrea's dog, which was named Dexter. So Cash and Dexter with me. They're both pit bulls. One's a American, and then I have mine, which is Staffordshire Pit Bull Terrier, a little bit smaller. So we're sitting on the couch. I think it was like 12:15, 12:30 a.m. I'm watching like Borat or something on the TV. And I shit you not, all of a sudden I hear two grown-ass men with voices like I can't even like, it was 10 times deeper than what I just did. Speaking fucking Latin in that bedroom. I don't know what the fuck they were saying. I don't know what the fuck they were talking about. So I'm freaking out. Like at first, I'm like like frozen, just listening. The dogs, they get up, and if you know anything about like how animals act when they're like hunting or something, they do that pointing. Well, both the dogs were on that door, like ready to get whatever the fuck was going on in there. So I'm freaking out, and I get up. I start hitting Paul on his foot. I'm like, dude, wake the fuck up. You not fucking hear that? Like, wake up. The girl was not phased whatsoever. He was somewhat here, somewhat not here. Whatever, man. I was like, all right, whatever the fuck then. So finally, I get up the courage to open up the door. I walk up to the door, touch the door handle, and basically I touch the door handle and open it all at the same time very quickly. As soon as I did that, it was dead ass silent. Both the dogs ran in there, like searching the room, couldn't find nothing. And at that point, I went in there, I grabbed the futon, which is what we were using as a bed at the time, and I drug that bitch out into the living room. Now, this is my last week there. So I drug it out to the living room because I was never sleeping in that bedroom again. I was not using that bathroom in there again. Fuck that shit. I'm good. Like, I don't know who's talking, what's talking, can't get rid of the board. No. Fuck this shit. So, he stayed with me after I told him the story. So he would stay with me. Nothing really happened. It got to a point where I left. No, okay. Sorry, I missaid something. After that, I pulled the futon out. I took him home that day, and I left. I packed up all my stuff, left all the stuff that I bought that I couldn't take with me, and I packed up all my stuff and left. And I texted Andrea and let her know. Well, I left her dog Dexter there, unfortunately. I didn't know what else to do. Like, I was not staying there. She's the one that was up there. She left and everything else. And I feel bad for leaving the dog, long story short, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I didn't want to leave the poor animal by himself. Anyway, I'm driving. She's trying to like coax me back into it. This whole way I'm driving back up to Ohio. Well, eventually she's in Toledo still. So she finally like is talking with me. She's like, well, how would I meet you in Kentucky? We meet in Kentucky at this hotel. We stayed together for that night, but we got kicked out of the first hotel because I don't remember how it started. I know she was in the bath. I was sitting by her rolling a blunt. We were smoking a blunt and talking about something. But we got into this huge ass fight to the point where she was threatening to call the cops, saying that I hit her, saying that I did this, and then she started hitting herself. And so at this point, I'm freaking out, like, you cannot fucking do this. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And this isn't the first time. I forgot to mention this earlier. There was a time when we were in Florida when all five of us were still there. And I think I did something that she didn't like, or I wasn't going to give her something. That's what it was. I think it was like I didn't give her enough weed, or I was accusing them of stealing the weed out of my thing. And so we got into a big argument. She locked herself into the bathroom, started beating on herself. I think she cut her wrist like a little bit, and then wanted to call the Florida police saying that I hit her. Now I'm looking at both her friends, and I'm like, you guys know what happened. And they went silent. They're like, I don't know. They're like, we can't say nothing. Like she'll get mad. She's gonna get pissed. So like, I had witnesses that are afraid of this bitch that they wouldn't even help me then. So anyway, back to the hotel. She's all freaking out, this, that, and the other. It gets to a point where she threatens to slash my tires with a knife. And again, we're in fucking Kentucky. Like, what the fuck am I gonna do?
Yep.
So like, we're yelling back and forth. We get to the hallways, yelling back and forth in the hallways. We get like chase each other out or something like that. I don't remember exactly what happened. She was going to try to like stab the tires or something like that. I think I grabbed her by like her arms, like tried to restrain her, like a hook on her leg, like this, to pull her back. Now I'm not for hitting women and stuff of that nature. That's not who I am as a person. I know you don't know me from Adam and Eve. Like I'm very against that shit. I believe that a man should be protecting a woman. But in that instance, I really didn't have much of a choice.
Yeah, that's just restraining at that point.
Exactly. And this time, that was the only time I ever laid hands on her in that manner. So I pulled her back. Then the hotel people came out there, saw what was going on. So basically, they kicked us out. They told us, "You guys don't fucking leave. You guys are causing a ruckus. This, that, and the other. We're going to call the police." So we left. I ended up getting back on good terms somehow. Don't ask me how. Get back on good terms. I think she paid for a different hotel, like down the road. We stayed the night there. I brought the dog. Brought Cash back with me because like he was my dog, and we meet up. And it was a good night, I guess. Well, it ended on a good night. I don't fucking know. Like it sounds crazy how this goes from like here to here. It was everywhere with this woman. So she basically convinced me to come back to Florida with her. So we made a whole fucking trip back down to that same fucking hellhole of a house. And in the process, we stopped at different state parks, kind of made like a little trip out of it, I guess. Like we stopped in Tennessee, stopped here, stopped there. Like it was no rush to get back. So anyway, we get back, we go to the house, and the dog had just shit everywhere. Like I'm talking every fucking where along the house. And here she goes back to her same old self, just flipping a fucking switch, pissed off. Fuck you, fuck this. You can stay with me, but we're not together. I'm gonna fuck whoever I want, and blah 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 blah. You're gonna pay the bills, but I'm still gonna fuck whoever I want. Like this bitch was crazy, crazy. So I was tired of that shit. So anyway, I help her clean up. I try to make peace. This took about 4 to 5 hours. It was time for bed, pretty much. I think we started cracking open some drinks, smoked a little bit, and like I said, I pulled the futon out in the living room. So at this time, for the 2 months that I've been with this woman, I always realized that she slept with her head underneath the covers like this. And so that night, I guess I had this inclination to ask. Didn't get an answer. All I got was this. And she just starts pointing as she's like basically underneath the covers. And I look, and I don't know if you're familiar with this, but it was a shadow figure of a man in a top hat and a long trench coat, like a detective from like the 30s or 40s. And he was going back and forth on all the fucking walls, turning on and off speakers, flashing lights, on and off this. Like, I don't know what the fuck it was. I don't know what the fuck was going on. So basically, I didn't sleep that night. After that incident, that lasted for a good like 15, 20 seconds. It was going back and forth, back and forth. And so at that point, we turned on all the lights, got the dogs, the animals all together in the same room. And we basically like sat huddled up on this fucking little futon in the middle of the living room for the rest of the night. 6:30, 7 a.m. hit. And this time I packed up all my shit again, put it in the car, and I left her ass. And then I didn't get back till about Thanksgiving. When I came back home, I would go hang out with people. I'd go smoke places. People said, like, when I left, they felt like they were being watched, like they were being touched. Doors would close on their own. This lasted for like another 2 to 3 years. Um, yeah. And I have not spoke to her since. Well, I did back in whatever 2026. I want to say like 2021, 22. And she remembers none of this. Everybody else that was there remembers. She does not. She looked at us like we were fucking crazy. All four of us tried to talk to her about this incident and about what happened and everything. I don't believe it was her the whole time. I believe something else was inside of her the entire time. That's why she remembers nothing of those fucking 2 months. Nothing.
And it like kind of
So
explains
anyway,
the on and off with how crazy she was too.
dude, it was scary. It was fucking scary because at that time, like I said, I just got all my shit together. Like I just got out of the system. You really think that I want to be lied about, put back to a fucking system, especially this far away from home?
Yeah,
Like I'm not even from Florida. My family and everything's in Toledo.
yeah,
I'm not going to be left down here rotting in a jail cell or a prison because you made up some fucking bullshit. Like that was scary.
I bet. Yeah, and like as well as that, like kind of being afraid to leave because then she might go and tell someone some bullshit and then get you caught up as well just for even leaving. It's like I I could never imagine that, man.
Yeah, it was hell. It was like living on hell on earth, like quite literally. Like I feel like that place was almost a portal to hell. Like whatever she opened and they could not close or get rid of was very, very, very strong, and it was very evil.
Weirdly
But after
enough,
that experience,
go ahead, go ahead.
I kind of switched. Sorry, I don't.
No, no, go ahead.
I switched my whole like belief system. At that point, I just became to this like I'm not a Christian anymore. I don't know what's real anymore. I mean, if the Bible is trying to tell me that things like the dude pausing time are not possible, but I just witnessed that shit, like I can't. I have to make my own discernment. I guess that's what kind of changed things for me, which sounds kind of ass backwards to some extent after seeing some of that stuff. But I guess like it was like my biggest thing was there's stuff that I just witnessed, stuff I went through that this book is claiming and telling me could not happen. And I guess that's where I lost the religious aspect. I kind of came to this point where I didn't know what to believe in. Kind of just believed in like the universal laws or at nothing at some point. I knew there was crazy energy around us, bad and good, but that was about the extent of it. I wouldn't say like I believed in God anymore. I don't know. Like it was a rough time. Um, but when I got back, I um, it took a while to get like myself back together. I didn't date anybody after that until I met my newest or my last ex. It was a couple years I was single, and at this point, still drinking, smoking cigarettes, eating fast food. I moved out with a buddy of mine. He was out in Maumee. Then we moved out to fucking like over on Heather Downs in Toledo. And living with him was hell. He was a liar. He was a thief. He was a spoiled kid. His grandparents owned fucking Cardinal Staffing here in Toledo, which is like $1 million fucking multi-million-dollar like staffing agency that does a bunch of shit. Like right now, he's driving a fucking Porsche 911 that he didn't even pay for. Back then, he was driving fucking BMWs. Like it was all just given to him. The house that we lived in was just given to him. So anyway, and I had to put cameras everywhere. That's where these cameras all came from, is because I couldn't trust them. Like, and I had to lock my door every time before I left. I had cameras. Like, it was no way to fucking live. So eventually, I moved out to where I'm at now, back to my hometown in Perrysburg. I started working at FedEx. I met this girl named Callie, which is my ex. We broke up last February. When I met her, she got me to go to the gym. When I started going to the gym, started getting on like this natural health kick. So I cut out fast food, quit smoking cigarettes. And I guess that's what kind of spiraled into my supplement business and everything else. And, ever since then, I've really kept up with this natural way of health. I don't drink alcohol. If I do, it's extremely rare, like very, very rare. The only thing I really do, I mean, I smoked weed for the longest time. I just quit that, like we talked about. I like the kratom teas. I do believe it's more like an ancient herbal Chinese medicine. So I don't see it as something that's like a drug, especially from natural sources, the way it's supposed to be. The real stuff from nature, not the synthetic, crazy, dumb shit that people are getting hooked on. Um, so yeah, I mean, that's kind of where like everything changed. When I met her, I made this transaction or this change into really who I am today. Before her, before like I got started going to the gym and stuff, you couldn't catch me on camera. My mom couldn't fucking get me on camera. So with my supplement business, I think that's what got me into being comfortable with cameras, social media, things of that nature. Without failing with the supplement business, without ever going through it, I don't think I'd be here today. So like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. The relationship with her was not great. She couldn't be with somebody that was having weird work hours or working a 9 to 5 and having weird work hours, like with my supplement business, things of that nature. She wanted somebody that had a regular, like, cut, clean, dry schedule. And that just wasn't me. That she cheated on me within like 8 months of the 2 year relationship, and I never regained that trust. I think I was at a very weak spot in my life still, where I had no self confidence. I didn't think I would ever find anybody again. All this other shit. Like right now, I'm not fucking like I'm a completely. It's like been a 360 change. But anyway, I mean, I don't know. That's kind of what made me who I am today. Like everything that I went through, I'm thankful for. All the ups, all the downs, all the crazy shit, all the stories, all the drugs, all the demonic stuff I went through, all of the crazy women. I mean, in Andrea's case, I'd say crazy fucking cunt. I mean, I'm not trying to be derogatory toward women, but with her, like, she fits that realm perfectly. My last one was just a crazy woman. I can respect the last ex. She was a good woman. She's got a great heart. She's still a good person. She's just not for me. We are not for each other. She will find somebody for her. No hate towards her. The other one, I don't want to see ever again.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I mean, that's kind of like a little bit of most of my story, I guess. I mean, it kind of just everything changed once I started working out. Started to focus on, educating myself. I ended up going to school for business management and graduated with a 3.79 GPA in the business management from Owens Community College. Um, I was still working all the way up until November of 2024. I was doing insurance at that time, life, health, auto, and property, which is the other certificate above my diploma, but that expires this year, 2026. Um, I was basically doing the supplement business while working a 9 to 5, but the supplement business was not working for me. I was spending $500 a month and only making about 300. I thought I could fix it. Never happened, but I'm thankful for it because it got me comfortable with cameras, content creation, just being my true self. It got me to be more healthy in the gym. I go to the gym now 6 days a week. Um, I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't smoke weed anymore. Don't really drink. Like I said, the kratom is about it. And then I like the Knick-Knack Naturals, which is a nicotine that's derived from non-tobacco, and I use it for nootropic benefits when I'm working, when I'm doing stuff like this. But here's the thing: I recently just started it, and all the ingredients are good. It's actually, I'd recommend looking it up if you want. It's called Knick-Knack Naturals.
Search
You
that up.
can see all the ingredients. Um, it's literally 5 or 6 ingredients. They tell you what each one is and what it does and why it's healthy and why it's not bad for you.
Because
But
nicotine
I
is
haven't
one
had a
of those
knick-knack in
things
like,
that has its benefits.
yes, sir. If you can get it cleanly.
Yeah.
But
Not to say that smoking's
I
good
haven't
for you.
had it. Yeah, no, fuck that. But I haven't had it in 5 or 6 days. I'm not fiending it. I'm not having nicotine withdrawals. I have to order it online. And so when I have it, great, I'll use it. When I don't, not a big deal. I can go without it. To me, it's not addictive anymore. I mean, it took me 3 years to fully quit nicotine. I was chewing the gum, but it was full of chemicals like this. It was bad. So I didn't, I was still doing nasty habits. I don't have any qualms with this one. I don't think it's a nasty habit. Being that I can go weeks at a time without it if I have to wait on it to come. I'm not getting like nicotine withdrawals, getting crazy, this, that, and the other. So like, I don't see it as the same. And it's derived from natural compounds, but it's not from nicotine, or it's not from a tobacco plant.
Yeah. That's
Um,
that's the biggest thing for me because I obviously I want to put this in quotes, quit weed like 2.5 weeks ago, and not gonna lie, I haven't been doing the greatest with it. Like the past 4 nights in a row I have smoked. But to me it hasn't been a feeling of have to. It's just been like why not? Like I don't feel the dependency anymore. And that dependency is where I have like my issues is being dependent on certain things. Like I don't want to be dependent on anything. With that paranormal story you're telling me about that house, it's crazy because those are the same experiences that I've been having in the house where I'm at now. Like I've had wild experiences here. I can kind of get into it if you like me to. It's a little bit of a long story with how it all ties together, but from the 3 years that I've been living in this house, hold on, well, January, yeah, it's like just came about to be like 3 years of living here. I've had so many experiences, and like a month ago, I was able to tie them all in together and like connect them in some way. And it was like instant fear as soon as I did, because it was like, holy shit, what the fuck? I guess my first
yeah, I mean, if you're
experience,
experiencing that.
my first experience in this house, and it's progressively gotten worse. Like it's gonna start kind of slow, and then it's gonna get into like these past couple weeks of like me actually seeing shit. And to start off, it was moving into this house. I'm originally from Cleveland. Now I'm like 20 to 30 minutes away, and I had two buddies over from Cleveland, like old friends that I used to hang out with at my old house, and they're over here for the first time. I have this abandoned house on my street, and we decided to go in it and explore some crazy shit happened there, but nothing really worth talking about. And we get back to my house. And this is, I wasn't in the room that I'm in now. I was in a separate room in the house. I actually don't even go in that room anymore. And We were all sitting there playing Dead by Daylight on my Xbox, and I have a Roku TV. There was the remote's right in front of all of us. We're all staring at it, and the TV goes to the home screen. Then it goes to settings. Then it goes to power options. Then it goes to turn off and turns off. We turn it back on, and it continues to do this like 5 times. As we're all staring at this remote, we decide to keep the TV off, whatever. We're all talking about it. Roughly like 5 to 10 minutes go by, and the TV automatically turns on, and it's car crash compilations playing on YouTube. That same night, I don't hang out with any of these people anymore, but my old friend Daniel, his dad's car got hit by a drunk driver and completely totaled that same night. Now,
Damn.
fast forward some time, I'm now. This was right around the time I started dating my girlfriend that I'm with now. So about January of last year. She lives in Cleveland. I get dropped off from Cleveland by her sister, and it's just me at this house. I'm knocking on the door because the door is locked. I can obviously hear my dog barking and whining and shit. I'm calling my mom trying to get her to unlock the door. She responds, answers the phone. She's at her boyfriend's house, like 45 minutes away. So I have to wait outside. I'm sitting outside on like our little picnic table, and I'm on call with my friend Jake. Just talking to him because I'm gonna have him come pick me up. I'm gonna go sleep at his house. My mom's not gonna be home. The whole time I'm outside, you can hear my dog like whining and crying at the door, and she's like scratching at it, like the door's like shaking. And me and my friend are making jokes the whole time because he could hear it over the phone. Like we're making jokes about her, like whatever, just like because my dog's being goofy. End up sleeping at his house. The next day, come home, and just through talking to my mom, I found out my dog was with my mom in Beechwood at her boyfriend's house. And that makes complete sense because that's what my mom does. I'm allergic to dogs, so it's not like I can really be there for my dog all the time. She takes that dog everywhere. My dog wasn't here. I call my friend. I tell him. He tells me to go look at the door. Go look at the door. The bottom covered in scratches. As if like, because my dog was digging at the door. Whole bottom of the door covered in fucking scratches. They're still there to this day. Now, fast forward to this past summer. I had an uncle. He got out of prison. He served like 15 years, and when he moved in, he moved into that back room, the room that I previously had, and there would be nights where he would come into my room because my mom would always be out at her boyfriend's house or whatever. It'd usually just be me and him here, and there would be nights where he'd like barge into my room like crying, freaking the fuck out because of the experiences he would have in that room. And this is a grown man. This motherfucker's in his 60s. Like, he just served 15 years in prison. He's in his 60s. He's freaking the fuck out crying to me about what's happening in this room. And he ended up moving out after my mom's accident, which happened 2 summers ago. My mom was hit by a drunk driver, and she was like life flighted, almost died, and yeah, she was in like the hospital for like 3 weeks, rehab for like a month, and then it was just me and her here, so then like had to help out with that for a couple months until she was able to start walking again, which was around like last December. During that summer, again, mom hit by a drunk driver. Don't know if this has any connection, kind of reaching a bit. However, this past summer, we get a letter in the mail for this lady. It's the lady who used to live here, and she's dead. Like she died. So we get like this letter in the mail for her. It's like some college shit. Don't know how she died. Don't know whatever. Just like we find out her name. Okay. Coincidentally enough, a day or two later, my brother's at my dad's house, which is like 15 minutes from here, and they're having like conversations with the neighbors. and they're talking about why there's like a stop sign on this street now, and apparently it's because there's like a drunk driving car accident that had happened, and a lady had died. The lady that died in that accident was the lady who previously used to live here. So like
What the?
that's where I made of all like the car accident video. I was in a car accident as well since I've lived here. Like not to the fault of my own. Me and my friend were just driving. This truck slips into our lane, hits us head on. This like huge work truck. Totals my friend's car. We like flew off into like the guardrails. Fucked situation. But that's like another little car accident thing that happened since living in this house. Now, fast forward to like October or November. I'm in that back room because I had my setup, my PC, my whole desk. It was set up in that back room because I wanted to have like a little work room. I'm sitting there. I'm on FaceTime with my girlfriend, and we're not really like conversating. We're just chilling. I was just sitting back in my chair smoking a blunt. I just gotten off of line cook shift, just tired of shit, just smoking my blunt, and I instantly like started thinking about how fucked the room was, and that I probably shouldn't be in there. As I'm like sitting there, I feel the breath on my ear of someone just whisper, "You know you're not supposed to be in here." Like she just watched me just randomly fucking jump up and react, felt the breath on my ear. The next day, moved all my shit into this room. Moved all my shit into this room. Now, like 2 or 3 weeks ago, my dresser's like right here. I was standing up in my room and I was on FaceTime with somebody and I was just talking to him. It's probably like 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning. And from my peripheral vision, all of a sudden, all I see on my bed is like a girl sitting and like, believe me, don't believe me, whatever. Girl sitting like this, rocking back and forth on my bed. Like from my peripheral vision, I
Nah.
see it. I look and then it's gone. And like, it wasn't like I barely saw it. Like I saw it from my peripheral vision for a second. It kept going and then I looked and it was gone. And this person that I was on FaceTime with just watches me sit there. I'm just frozen in fear, just standing there shaking. Tears started just streaming down my fucking face. Wild shit. The next day, I'm on,
Well, that's why I don't mean to cut you
yeah,
off, but if you notice that I'm crying, I don't know what it is, but anytime anybody tells me a story and I think it's real, I get goosebumps and my eyes start to like literally cry. I can't explain it. I'm not sad. I'm not anything. It just happens. So like, I wholeheartedly believe everything you're fucking saying.
yeah. The
I don't know
next,
what this is, but it's like it's something I've noticed.
the next fucking day, and I'm home alone a lot, so like for days at a time, whatever. So this was like one of those time frames. The next day, I'm on call with my brother, and I'm like giving him the story. I call him for a couple hours every single day. We just talk. He's like my best fucking friend. I'm telling him about what had happened the night before, and I'm walking around the house getting ready. My clothes are kind of like all throughout the house. I'm looking in my mom's closet for clothes. Her closet curtain is like this white curtain, but it's like fully transparent. You could see through it. It's like a white cloth, but like it's all spaced out. You can see through it perfectly. I'm in here looking for clothes. I get out of the closet, and I'm still just on call with him. I turn off the light to the closet, which is on the outside. And as soon as I do that, there's a face pressed up against the curtain, fucking eyes to eyes with me, just staring directly at me. I immediately, like, I started freaking the fuck out. I was like, what the fuck? Like, screaming and shit. Hung up the phone on my brother and, like, didn't really know what to do, right? The day after that, like I said, home alone a lot. The day after that, I have two buddies over, my homie Loggers and this dude named Dan. Dan's my friend. I'm actually gonna have him on the podcast soon, but I had like recently met him, and he's described himself because I met him through urban exploration and going to these different abandoned places. He's described himself as a medium, like kind of like how you were describing that one person as a medium, and like has kind of told me some of the experiences he had. I never really, I wouldn't say I had doubt. I just kind of didn't understand it. me, him, and loggers are just in my room, and he's standing up right where my dresser is, and he's just talking. He's telling this story about how like his paranormal experiences that he had growing up. And I'm sitting in the chair I am now, staring at him, just listening to him tell this story, and all of a sudden, I got like this uncontrollable urge, and it started as an urge to just be like, there's something behind you. Like I just had the urge to say it, decided not to, decided to hold off on it, and then I just kept watching, and it looked like there was like this dark energy behind him, bro. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like I felt as though it could have been like attached to him, but it felt like there's just some sort of dark energy just like behind him, right? I decided not to say anything about it. I already just told them the two previous things. I don't want them to think I'm skits or some shit. So I decided to let it go. 5-10 minutes go by. He's moved from that spot, and as he's talking, he's like 5 minutes ago, as I was talking, there was something right behind me. Like that's what he says. I immediately like freaked the fuck out. I was like, what do you mean? He was like, yeah, there was something standing right behind me when I was talking. Like he called that shit out, and I didn't even say anything about it. Complete wild shit. And fuck, my eyes like tweaking.
I got to be careful while talking about this stuff too, especially if you're still in the same spot.
Oh, dude, I've it's a joke in my relationship where my girlfriend will come over and like we'll joke about me cheating on her because like the amount of scratches I'll have all over me, on my back, on my arms, whatever. Like it's
Yeah, you need to leave.
I was doing this I was applying for this job. It was a ghost tours job in Cleveland. And in order to apply, there was like an audition process. So I had to like tell a story that they gave me. It was the Lizzie Borden story. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but basically
Yep.
it's like axe murders. She's got axed in the back of the head like 19 fucking times. So I had to like re-say this story. I'm sitting in my room. I'm sitting in front of a mirror in the dark. Got a candle lit. My phone all set up. Kind of like trying to give it like an ambient vibe. You know, I'm doing this audition, whatever. And before I started recording, I obviously start like going over the story, just saying it over and over again. So I'm essentially standing in front of the mirror with a candle, saying the Lizzie Borden story over and over again, talking about like her getting axed in the neck and all this, that, and the fourth. By the end of it, after I like submitted and everything, I had a whole ass handprint on my fucking neck right here, like directly like the straight line here, each individual finger, the thumb, directly here. I called my friend. She saw it. My mom was home at the time. I went over to her. She saw it. Like it full on looked like I was just being strangled by something.
You need to leave.
Yeah, we're moving out very soon. But before we move out, I'm doing a video on my main channel of a whole investigation of this place. Popping Ouija board out, everything.
I wouldn't recommend the Ouija board.
I I've never done it. I want to try it.
Neither have I, and I won't
Yeah.
because of my experience in Florida. Like whatever you're dealing with is not. It's not human. It's evil. I mean, I don't necessarily believe in angels and demons to the biblical sense, but I believe in bad energy, good energy, and things of that nature. And whatever you're dealing with, I'm telling you right now, I wouldn't intrigue with it. I wouldn't fuck with it any further. You don't want to give it the power to be able to follow you to your next place.
Dude,
You want to be able to actually get rid of this.
the history behind this house too is where I'm at used to be the farmhouse. There's another house on my property that's like vacant, and it's like when someone pulls into my driveway, they don't know which one's mine because there's a house to the right, there's a house to the left. My driveway kind of like tees off. The house to the right is ran down, vacant, whatever. It's still on our property though. And that used to be like the maid's quarters. There was a barn. Like there like the history behind this house in general is kind of fucked. And I definitely have more like experiences of just fucking meows, bro. Cats. Like I have two cats. There's times where I will be sitting in my room both of my cats will be right because they're always around me. Like I, that's my shit. Love my cats, and we'll just be sitting there, and I just hear meows coming from a different room. Never mentioned anything. This has always been a problem for like the past year and a half of just hearing random meows. I never thought much of it until my brother was home from college, and he told me that he he had the same thing happen where he heard like meows coming from that back room, but he saw where both the cats were, and like what I see that as now is these things know how I care for my cats. Like that's my thing. I love my cats. That shit's trying to lure me, like lure me in some shape or content. Like I don't know how to describe it, but it's like,
No, that's exactly it.
dude, it's gone from experiences like that to now having like physical shit and seeing shit. Like when I'm walking around my house at night, which I'm always up to like 6 in the morning playing video games or whatever. If I go to the bathroom, I I literally have to ignore like the shadows of people that I will see just like staring at me.
Nah. Fuck all that.
Like it is.
Dude, I'm telling you, you need to get. I wouldn't egg that shit on anymore. If I mean, I know it's intriguing. I mean, I've, I, maybe you were there for the demonic possession story,
Yeah. I don't think I
but I'm
was.
telling you, like, no.
Yeah, no, I don't think I've ever heard any of your paranormal stories besides the one that you told me today.
I thought you were in the one that I was telling. But I guess what I'm saying is, I would just move out and be done. I would cut your ties. I would not. That Ouija board, I wouldn't mess with something you don't understand. That's those things go deeper.
Coincidentally enough, too,
But I mean, to each their own.
as soon as I got into the whole paranormal investigation shit and really like started telling people that I was about to start an investigation on this house, that's when I started seeing like actually that's when everything spiked up and I saw the lady on my bed and I saw the face through the curtain. It was as soon as I started talking about potentially doing an investigation here. And then as soon as and then
The
like
lady on the bed is what did it for me.
dude, that shit I don't like like hair over the face shit like the ring
Yeah, no,
like dude it was
nope.
literally fucking that. And I'm
I
getting
can
goosebumps
imagine
right
it.
now, dude. Like
Yeah, me
it was
too.
not even like just sitting there, like literally rocking back and forth aggressively, brother. And as
I wouldn't fuck with it.
with my dad being a pastor, and I mean I didn't really have belief in for a very long time, but with my dad being a pastor, he started the church when I was around like 4 and like I was around for the start of that. Something that he always told me was because of his profession, demons would target his children, and I've had so many paranormal experiences. Like even in his house. Like when I was living with my dad and I was probably like 3rd grade, my brother was in T-ball or coach pitch and my dad was his coach. So they were both at practice. My stepmom was upstairs and my sister was also upstairs. I had my friend Vincent over and we were in the basement doing this we were just playing like adventurer, right? Like we had our little fort built and we were acting as if we were like in the wilderness in the woods, like some Bear Grylls shit. And as we're sitting there talking, we both randomly stopped, looked at each other, and then at the same time, in unison, looked at the laundry room. And there was just a shadow figure just standing there staring at us. And then it just turned and walked to the other side of the laundry room. We both booked it upstairs. My stepmom in the kitchen doing the dishes, my sister in the living room. Keep in mind, my sister's severely autistic. She can't like there's not anything that she could have done to get upstairs that fast or any like there's still can't explain it to this day.
Yeah, man. You do what you want to do, but from personal experience, when I went looking for this stuff and I started to investigate it, it just got worse. I mean, long story. I only got a couple more minutes. I got somebody waiting on me right now to get on the jump on Fortnite with him, like the other content creators I was talking about. But to make a short story or a long story short, there was 4 of us, me included. There was a girl who didn't believe in any of this stuff at all, and there's a place out in Pemberville that supposedly a demonic or a bus driver in the 50s who was into devil worship crashed the whole bus full of mentally handicapped kids, and he sacrificed them all. Well, come to find out, that story is not true, but a lot of people believed it. So over the years, they went out there, did sigils, Ouija boards, seance, like anything to connect with that part. So whatever is out there, it's like a portal to some other fucking world. But anyway, growing up in high school was a place we all went to. We all had like little experiences, like kids laughing in the woods at 2 a.m., red eyes in the woods of like all over the place. Being like there was 3 of us walking down the road from a group, but then there was 4 of us walking back. So we had a shadow figure walking with us. Like the whole group supposedly saw it. Anyway, it was little stuff. We go out there one time with this girl who doesn't believe. She starts saying, "Fuck you, motherfuckers. I don't fucking believe in you. Come fucking get me, you fucking bitches," and blah, 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 just egging this shit on. So anyway, there's 4 of us. It's like 2:30 in the morning. We park in the middle of the road, and there's woods on both sides. We walk up, and as we're walking up to like the end of the woods, by the time we get there, we all get hit with this scent. This scent of like burning fucking human flesh. Never smelled it in my entire life. I'm a hunter. I've been around. I've cleaned animals like this. I've never smelled this before. It's like a sulfury, like human flesh burning.
Sulfur.
So anyway,
That's like a
yeah,
known smell for that shit. Like
but it wasn't
demons.
like sulfur. Like I've also smelled sulfur too, and it wasn't that, but it was like sulfur with a mix of like rotting human flesh. Like if I could imagine what that would smell like, that's what the smell would be. Like I don't know how else to like describe it, I guess. But so we all start walking back to the car. The car's in the middle. Now all 3 of us guys, Steven, Spencer, and I, stopped smelling it. And so in the process of going back, we're looking to see where the smell could come from, this, that, and the other. Nobody could figure it out. So we walk back to the car. She still smells it. And at this point, she is like on my dude, like shaking, crying, like, "Oh, we need to go. Like, I'm so scared. I'm blah, 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 like just ready to get the fuck out of there." And so anyway, I'm like, no, like I've never had this crazy shit happen before. Like, let's egg this on. Let's see what we can get out of this. Let's see how much further this goes. Because at this time, when she's all freaking out, this sounds stereotypical, but the fog rolled in. It was like 2:45, really thick ass fucking fog. My buddy had a brand new Galaxy S7 at the time. It was at 37%. He went to go turn the flashlight on. Within 5 seconds of being on, that phone went from like 37% to dead, would not turn back on at all. And at that same time, Ariel goes from, "Oh my God, let's go," to, "Get the fuck off me." Completely demeanor changed. So Steven and Spencer, they're freaking out. They go to the car. They leave me out there with her. Again, I had the Lord's Prayer on my necklace at the time. So I'm sitting there. I pull my phone out with the flashlight. I go up to her. Her eyes, there was no white left. None of this. This was all black. Both eyes, completely fucking black. Flashlight didn't matter. It didn't dilate them. It didn't undilate them. The flashlight light in her eyes did not fucking matter. That's not humanly fucking possible. So at that point, I realized that I was dealing with something a lot more serious. And so I'm yelling at her, like, "We need to fucking go. Like, get in the fucking car. Let's fucking go now." And she gets up. She's walking. But when she's walking, it's like she hadn't walked in 1,000 fucking years. It's very slow, trudging like this. Eventually, she gets into his fucking car. She sits in the passenger seat. I'm catty-cornered to her in the back. Spencer's here. Steven's driving. I'm freaking out now in the back, yelling at Steven, "We need to get the fuck out of here. Hit the fucking gas. Like, just fucking go, dude." She turns around, looks at me. "Shut the fuck up." I threw my hands up like this. I was like, "Okay, okay, you win." Like, I'm done. So anyway, we hit the fucking stop sign. She passes out. She wakes up crying, wondering how she got in the car, why when she looks in her reflection, it doesn't look like her. And she's actually the one that was from Cleveland, Ohio. And now she's back somewhere in that, like Lorraine or something like that. But her name was Ariel, and she now believes in this stuff to this day. And since then, I refuse to go back out there. I refuse to look for this stuff. I believe this might have been after Florida or like slightly before Florida. But yeah, I mean that's that story in a nutshell. It's called Holcomb Woods out in Pemberville. You can look it up on the internet. There are a bunch of stories about it. Um, I tell people if you want to risk it, you don't believe that there's other stuff out there, I can tell you a place to go. All you got to do is egg it on. But I can't promise your safety.
Yeah,
So ever since then, I don't fuck with this shit. I just don't. I'm done. I don't even watch like I used to watch like the horror, like the story where they would tell their ghost stories on like the Travel Channel and stuff. Where they and then they would reenact it and like have like the voice, like I don't know, the B-roll footage with them talking. I can't watch that stuff anymore. Like I get a very negative energetic feeling from watching anything like paranormal now, or like I don't know how to explain it. It's just uneasy, and like I'm good now. Like every time I look for something, it never was good, and that's why I'm saying to you, if you're dealing with something that has the power of something that I just dealt with in Holcomb Woods, that is why I wouldn't egg what you're trying to do on any further. Is because you really don't want to put your spirit at risk
yeah,
just to figure something out. I think you've seen enough to confirm your suspicions.
yeah. I guess like the big portion for me was like content, I guess, which is kind of fucked, but yeah,
I mean, I hear you, but man, if you do it, be safe. Like
yeah,
that's all I can say. Fuck,
yeah. I know that you
it's
have
some
to.
shit, man. I'm telling you.
I know that you have to go, so I won't keep you much longer or anything. You can now's your time to plug all your things. I will have it all linked in the description as well. We could wrap this up.
All right. I mean, it's all the. Well, my main thing is just YouTube, so I'll just give that. It's literally just at Robb Ramsden, but it's spelled how it's spelled down here: ROBB and then RAMSDEN. That's the YouTube. And then the testing limits one is at testinglimits.com, but DOTCOM.
Yeah, perfect. I'll have that all linked in the description as well. And I want to say thank you for sharing your story and
Or
putting your perspective out there and everything. It means a lot, especially with this being the start. Being one of those people that helped me pave this forward is very appreciated.
Of course, man. And also the website, testinglimits.com. They can find all of my stuff there. All the different platforms. Because some platforms, they didn't give me enough characters to do the same username everywhere. So the username had to change on some platforms. So like it's easier testinglimits.com, not spelled out.
Yeah, 100%.
But I would just give those three things: the website to find everything, and then the at Robb Ramsden on YouTube and the at Testing Limits DOTCOM on YouTube.
Perfect.